Good day, everyone across North America. This is John Garmendi with Sony's Professional Display Solutions of America. Welcoming you back to another in our series of Tech Tuesday webinars. As you know, we develop these webinars so that our customers, resellers, integrators, and consultants can stay informed and up to date on Sony's latest products and solutions, especially during the last couple of years when many of us were not able to meet in person. I'm so excited to announce today's webinar entitled Meet Sony's New Direct View LED Display. In this webinar, we'll be introducing our next generation Crystal LED Direct View LED display. We're going to talk about some of the latest advances in Sony's high efficiency LED driver technology. We're going to talk about Sony's unique color mapping process. We're going to take a look at some of the key components of an LED wall. We're going to look at installation and after sale service. And you'll have an opportunity, as always, to speak with our product experts and ask technical questions. Before we start, as always, a few items of housekeeping. There'll be an opportunity for Q&A, so please submit your questions via the in-event question meeting panel. We're also going to post our links that are referred to during the webinar in the chat panel, and we'll also post a link to our YouTube channel where you can view all of our previously archived Tech Tuesday webinars. Joining me today will be Kageyasu Sako, or as we call him here, Yaz. Yaz is our Senior Business Manager for Professional Display Solutions, and he'll also be joined by Chris Swartz, our Product Manager for Direct View LED. I'm going to run a quick introductory video on our Crystal LED, and I think once you see this, you'll see why I'm so excited. And then we'll follow up with Yaz, who'll present, and then Chris will jump in afterwards. I'll meet you all back here for Q&A. Enjoy the webinar.
Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Kaguya Sako. I'm Senior Business Manager for Crystal LED. Thank you very much for today to join Tech Tuesday. Today, I'm very happy to announce and share a new product, Crystal LED. Let me explain from the product new lineup. So this agenda we covered today. And I covered new model lineup, target application, the key features, and I hand over to Chris, and he covered certified partners installation and warranty. Let's get started from the new model lineup. So, shown in the video, there are two series model lineup. It is BH series, BHB for high brightness, and CH is C for contrast, high contrast, and it's delivered immersive depth. The brightness of BH series is 1700. It is both for 2 pixel pitches, 1.5 millimeter pitch, and also 1.5 millimeter pixel pitch. And as for the brightness for CH series, it is 1300. It's same brightness for both pixel pitches. This BH and CH series is a successor of the current B and C series. So in other words, we add the character H after B or C. And both has the same characteristic, brightness and contrast. But the improved point is having the same picture quality from the current model. And improvement point is ease of installation and less power consumption and also less price. So keeping the same performance, picture quality performance, but we had improvement in these three areas. Let me explain detailed things from the following page. At first, this is a target application, corporate retail showroom, corporate lobbies, boardroom, and museums that are shown in the videos. Uh, we assumed these applications will be appreciated high picture quality. High picture quality LED is a core of our crystal LED. We believe we can keep delivering the value to these applications. And next, let me explain the detail for each series. First, BH series, high brightness model. So high brightness and vivid color. The target application is bright environment, such like corporate entrance lobby and retail showrooms. And benefit is impressively big bright image and then against to the reflect image and even and also the rich color. And the key feature and technology at first are the brightness 1700 nit or candela per square meter. That is more than double of the other high-end LED displays that will be realized by Sony's high efficiency LED driver technology. And second one is preventing ambient light bounce back under the high brightness environment or sunlight. And that is realized by the anti-reflection coating on each display panel. And third one is a extra wide color gamut. Next is CH series. CH is for high contrast. It's delivered immersive visual experience with more depth and color. Application is a relatively darker environment, such as lobby and showroom, like the photo here. The benefit is, of course, high contrast and high contrast delivered feeling the depth and the more detailed texture to the shapes and the others on the other on the screen objects to the bright vibrant color and deep black level. And the key feature and technology is outstanding black level. The black level is approximately 10 times darker than other LED displays in the market. That is realized by Sony unique deep black coating surface technology, and it has a huge black area in the display. And this CH series also has a wide color space. And the next is a key feature for common BH and CH series. First is, as mentioned, premium picture quality. So this is the core of the crystal LED that consists of the accurate and natural and smoothly graded colors and uniform image with a wide viewing angle and natural color and amazing image with any content by using the picture enhancement technology. And second key feature is the installation and maintenance friendly. And third one is lower power consumption. Recently, and lower power consumption, eco or SDGs is become the matter, and our crystal LED can deliver lower power consumption comparing with other LED in the market. Let me go into the detail from the next page. First one is high picture quality number one, accurate and natural and smoothly graded colors. Um, if there is some graduation area using the Sony technology, there's no banding in the image, like picture in this page. Left hand side is conventional LED, and right hand side is Sony's the crystal LED. So there is no banding in the sky. So that smoothly graded color is very important for the design and industrial product development. And that smooth graduation is realized by using the 22-bit super bit mapping technology. And that is also realized by the Sony's unique the semiconductor tip X1 for crystal LED picture processor. Next, premium picture quality feature is a uniform image, sometimes called wider viewing angle. There are three parts. First one is uniform color at all angles. Using Sony's unique coating technology and superfine LED can reduce the color shift with any viewing angle. Left-hand side is conventional LED display, and we see the color shift and also a variance among the panels. The, the right-hand side is Sony's seeded BH and CH series using the unique coating technology and superfine LED. Um, the color is emit equally to the eye for all the angle, and then there is no color shift, and we can see the uniform color entire the wall. And the second one is seamless images. The module are factory pre-assembled and calibrated in order to ensure quick and precise installation. And the third point is consistently precise color. Um, the color adjustment can be simplified using our auto adjustment tool using Sony Alpha camera. So Sony Alpha camera capture the entire wall and feedback to our processor and give a uniform color. It doesn't longer time and reduce the time and help us to keep the high picture quality for the lifetime of the wall. And next one is a amazing image with any content. That is a picture enhancement technology. That is good for the lower resolution content. It was not originally shoot for large scale display, such like archive footage or video, or shoot by the network camera, or image can look grainy and pixelated and blurry fast movement object. Crystal LED PHCS both series ensure the content looks crisp and super smooth using the 4K 120 Hz driver technology, and it looks smooth like a picture in the right hand side using motion flow inserting the frame. and real-time image enhancement features powered by a Sony X1 processor. They're using the reality creation function, and the image becomes crisp than originally shooted. So any video frame is it's good on the better than originally shooted and good for the large size LED wall. And go to the next second benefit is installation and maintenance friendly. So that first one is designed with intelligence. So we could reduce the depth of the LED cabinet 10% thinner than conventional one, and also 10% lighter than the current model. And that is give us a more option for installation space and also the limited depth or weight restrictions. And a second one is a rapid installation. Um, New cabinet consists of the fewer parts, and that makes us uh, uh, the less installation time. That is experimentally minus 20% than the previous model, and that delivered us the lower cost for the installation. And third one is a simpler maintenance. So all the system component and cable are accessible from the front side, and no need to access to the rear side, and everything can be done from the front side. That makes us our maintenance process simpler. And next one is a lower power consumption. Using the high efficiency LED chips, power consumption is reduced by roughly 25%. BH series, especially BH series, has the lowest power consumption, calculating wattage per nit per square meter. So BH series is 1700 nit and divided by wattage uh, and also by square meter. So that is zero point 0.3. So zero point 0.3 watt is needed to write 1 nit per square meter. That power is lowest than other LED module. CH series is slightly higher than BH series, but it's still lower than the average in the industry. And then next is this summary kind of specification table. There are four models, two models for BH and CH series, and both series has a 2 pixel pitches, 1.2 millimeter, 1.27 millimeter pitch. The other is 1.49 millimeter pitch. And the series difference is contrast or high brightness. So BH4 brightness, CH4 high contrast. Other feature is same, and also price was the same between B and CH series. And the difference is 1.2 and 1.5, and the key feature is the same. That is a overall explanation of the product. Next, I'll move to the component side. Let me hand over to Chris.
Hello, thank you, Yas. I appreciate it. My name is Chris Swartz, and I'm the product manager for the Crystal LED display. And I'm going to talk about components that you need to build the system, and also some bundles and some other things like that. Kind of the differences between what we're talking about with Crystal LED and versus our Bravia displays, and then our bundles. So let me get on with it. So as you can see here, we're talking about our SKUs, kind of what the products you need to put together for a display. Obviously with the Bravia, it's a lot easier. You've got one number. You order one product. You might have to do a mount or have someone install it, but it's usually a much easier thing. With Crystal LED, there's a few other items that you have to look at and know about to order it correctly. So let's get on with that. Multiple SKUs, right? So let's talk about that. Here are some of the things that you need to have when you order the Crystal LED, right? You have display cabinets. You have cabling between those display cabinets. You have a frame. You have Cat7 cables from between the controller and the display cabinets, what we call home run, and you have power for that as well. You have a display controller itself. You have a PC that you run that basically there's software on there that runs the display controller. And then you might have a video server, and then also the software that goes on the PC. Now, what we provide when you purchase, a video wall from us is display cabinets and the Cat7 and power cables that run between the cabinets. You would purchase when you buy the display cabinets, you get the cables with them. That's all one SKU. Then you go to a display controller, that's a separate SKU. The display software that's provided for us is free and then downloadable from the website. The nice thing about Crystal LED, obviously as a difference from Bravia, is that it's scalable, right? And we have other options for pixel pitch as well. As you can see here, this kind of gives you an idea of the sizing, right? So for the 1.2, we can start with a full HD version, which would be the resolution. Obviously, resolution is dependent upon size in LED walls. So for a full HD, which would be a 1920 by 1080, you're looking at 110 inches diagonal, which is a 4x4. As you move up to do a 4K, you're going to double your diagonal size, but you're really going to quadruple your pixels. So then you're looking at 8x8. And then if you want to go even bigger, all the way up to 8K, you're looking at 440 inches diagonal. And as you can see, as you get over 4K, you need more display controllers. Now, same thing goes with the 1.5, but we start a little bigger because the pixel pitch is a little wider, right? So 137.5 inches for the full HD, 275 for the 4K, and 550 for the 8K. So one of the things you're going to need with a Crystal LED is a frame, and it's pretty much mandatory. You need a frame. Like with a Bravia, you might have a stand with it, but a lot of the times you're going to hang it on the wall or something. But with a Crystal LED, you need a compatible frame. So here are our partners for the back frame. Peerless AV and Draper will have stuff off the shelf, as well as Chief that you can order. And then RP Visual is more of a custom. So if you've got a custom that's not maybe a straight 16 by 9, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, if you go equal size, length and width on a cabinet wise, it's going to be a 16 by 9 display. But if you need something a little bit bigger or better, or maybe even curved or something like that, people like RP Visual can handle that. I know that all these other companies can do that as well. But RP Visual just kind of functions mostly on a custom side. They're all great partners and they all make great mounts. And we really appreciate having them as partners. Let's look back at installation, right? So installation, hanging the TV, pretty straightforward, right? But hanging Crystal LED, even though we have simplified the installation process, there's still some expertise that needs to happen for this, right? And we have certified installers who can help with this. So there are 3 types of work for this installation that we actually require, right? 2 actually that we require. A commissioning from Sony that's put on your BOM, and then there is a supervision. Install commissioning basically is us giving the wall a seal of approval at the end, making sure that everything looks right and looks up to our high quality spec. Install supervision is where we send a Sony person on site and they will manage your install. They don't do the install, but they're going to make sure that your people are doing it correctly so you get the best results. Like it says right here, installation main body, Sony does not provide. We hold trainings for certification, and we also train on site while installing, but we don't actually do the install in-house as of yet. As you can see down below, here are a couple of our SKUs that go onto a BOM when we are quoting. The installation, obviously, I spoke about it. We don't provide the installation service. We provide the training. We have certified partners, and here's three of them right here: Herman IS, T-Tech, and Rogue Concepts. So there's a couple different ways that you can install this, and case number one is basically, well, there's a few, but the case number one here is there is a purchase of the sale. An integrator looks at that and says, we want to install this ourselves. We will come out with a commissioner and a supervisor and train the install while it's going on. Now, we can also do that installation training or certification beforehand, but there's an extra added cost for that. But with this, you can bring your own techs to the install, and we can train them on site. And then after that training, they can become certified and handle some of this installation on their own. The second one would be where you would just hire one of our already certified installation partners. And from that list above, you could find someone in your region who would have experience installing Crystal LED, and it would make the install go a lot smoother. So here are some of the tools. There are some tools that we provide while for the installation, and then there are also tools that you need to provide on site. But some of the things that we provide are the software. Obviously, we talked about this earlier. The display control system, which is a piece of software that sits on a PC and basically has the basic control for the wall. Turn it on, turn it off, change inputs. Make sure your HDR settings are correct. These kind of functions, right? But we also have another piece of software called CAS, and it is a color uniformity alignment software, which gets more into the service of the wall, where we can do that color alignment and the color uniformity. We can do some electronic gapping. We also provide a setup kit with every display that we put out, and that would come with a suction cup to pull modules off. They are magnetically attached, so you can pull them off of the suction cup. We have a jig to align Z. Spaces between modules have to be on a flat plane to really get great visuals with them, and you can adjust that. And then we have a module block positioning. So for when you first set these in, you can set them correctly, and then when you work your way out, they align. So the tools that you would need to bring to the party, a PC needs to be on site, and it needs to be. It's probably good to be a laptop because it needs to be in front of the wall. A color analyzer. These are more expensive items. You don't really need this. The modules come pre-aligned from the factory, but if something happens and you need to do a realignment, something like this would work. We're also working to use the alpha camera to do this, and we'll have that very, very quickly. Laser, laser levels, general tools like screwdrivers and hex head keys, ladders, lifts, those type of things are what you would need to do an install with Crystal LED. We have a sales condition, and it's Crystal LED is sold only to an integrator with certified personnel or integrators who work with Sony's certified install companies. So basically, when it's sold, we need to know that you are going to, one, spend the time to get your tech certified, or basically hire someone who has that certification already. And we can provide the certification beforehand, like I said, and or on site. So let me get into warranty a little bit with this. We have call center, our warranty. So the basic warranty is 3 years, right? So you look down at the bottom. It says 3 years, valid from installation. There's a 2-year extension that's offered. And what you need to know about this is a parts specific warranty. We don't provide labor warranty. So any labor would have to be done by integrator or whoever's in charge of the service. But we will make best efforts to help with that, and we can do that by we have tech support, phone call. We have a phone line with regular Eastern business hours, and we have email. For the modules, we require that you have spares on site. So if you have a problem with during install, you can just replace from your spare. And then if there's one that's bad out of the box, or if we have some that have issues, What happens is you send it back for an RMA, and we will make best effort to fix it. If that doesn't work, then we will just replace it. Um, uh, that's the basics for the modules and for any electronic boards that might be in there. And then we have an advanced exchange replacement option on our controller, because obviously if your controller is down, your whole wall is down. You can buy a spare controller if it's that important to you for the redundancy. But most people don't. They're pretty rock solid actually. So how the advanced exchange replacement works for that is the controller goes down, you call us, we ship you a new one, you ship the old one back, and repair it. I think it's actually kind of a rolling, so then you would get to keep that one, and we would use that one for the next person. So I think that's about it. Once again, you go down to labor. We don't do the labor work, and if you need periodic picture adjustment, we will make best effort to help the integrator or whoever's doing your long term service for that. So one of the things on the extended warranty is you need to buy extended warranty for the devices themselves. So let's just, as you look down here, it says under example full HD or CH series, right? You have 16 cabinets. You have a ZR-CT 300 controller. You bought a spare, and you have some other items down there. You've got your spare modules. You've got your setup kit, or you've got a spare cabinet kit. As you can see on the right, how you buy it is in quantities of what you have. So if you have 16 controllers, you would buy 16 extended warranties. So one per spare per cabinet, one for each controller, one for spare cabinet kit, these type of things. Just to get an idea, it's not just a one extended warranty for the whole thing. You'd have to piece it out of it. But we can help you do that, no problem, when we create a BOM, or we get your pricing. So maintenance, Sony provides after sale support to the SIers, to the integrator, and not specifically to the end user. And we like to keep that model because we want to keep people in the middle there who have knowledge, right, and can be a first level of support. We provide that training for the service, and we can talk to anybody who wants to have that training, and the training is necessary to provide the warranty service. So it kind of gives you the flow down here. The install happens. If there's a problem, end user calls this service. The SIer would call us, and then we would get RMA. We would take care of that kind of stuff. Okay, so I don't want to go into this too much. I'm going to kind of go through this, but I do want to know that what I was just want you to know is what I was just talking about was just to order a custom crystal LED display, right? But one of the things that we're doing is we are going to provide bundle models, and couple of the benefits of the bundle models are, they are going to be more readily available. A custom install is going to take, I think 12 weeks from PO, 16 weeks from interest and 12 weeks from PO, right? So it takes some time. But if you just needed a 4x4, like a full HD of one of these things, then you might be able to just order a bundle size, and it might already be in inventory, and you could get it quicker. So, that's one thing. And I think that there will be some price breaks on ordering the bundle models as well. So let's go into what the bundle model is, because it's a little different than ordering a custom crystal LED.
I'm connecting through Tether.
Hello? Yes, we can hear you. So our bundle model lineup is going to be basically 4 models. We're going to basically have our full HD 1.2, our full HD 1.5, and then we're going to have our 4K 1.2 and our 4K 1.5. Now that actually turns into 8 models because there's CH and BH of both. But it's functionally for 4 sizes. Okay, and that's gonna stay where it is, just those 4 sizes for the bundles. And this gives you more information on them. Obviously, we talked about it earlier: 110, 137, 220, and 275. And it really just depends mostly on your environment and also how far back your audience is. And that's based that will give you the pixel pitch and the coding. So the bundle components they're so the components you need are the same, but the bundle components are a little bit different. We include less components for um, the bundle size. So there's some other things that you would have to order outside of. And as you can see, this bright orange here, the cabinet, the power cables, the display controller, and the software and the setup kit all come with the bundle. But as you saw from earlier, we also need if you wanted a spare, or if you wanted a spare cabinet kit, if you want spare modules, right? On a custom, we actually put those in automatically, but for a bundle, those will not be included, and you would have to buy them separately or additionally. It's not a big deal. You just tell us you want a bundle. We're gonna make sure we give you what you want. We are going to have. We already have some frames available from Peerless. These are not included in the bundle, but we like to bundle them together. They're easily purchased at distribution, and here are some of the SKUs. They have the 4x4, the 5x5, the 8x8, and the 10x10, and that collates with our 110, 137, 220, and 270 sizes. And let me hand it back to John. I hope I didn't go on too long for you there, but let me hand it back to John for a little question and answer session. Thanks.
Hey, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Yaz. I think anyone who's had the opportunity over the past several years to see Crystal LED knows that it's a stunning visual image, immersive experience, and to hear things that Chris and Yaz just shared about the improvements that will only add to the experience, as well as add to the quite honestly to the accessibility of the product and our ability to provide solutions to customers across a much broader range of applications and environments. So we've got a lot of questions here from the attendees. I appreciate that, everyone. We Let's start off. I've got one I think here for let's go with Yaz for this one. So Yaz, we've got a question from Mark, and he's asking about spares and the number of spares that we provide with the initial installation package.
For the spares, we recommend the 6% of the cabinet to be stored at the customer side. And then if there is a problem, and then the customer can easily swap in on time and reduce the downtime. And also, this is another option. We can provide the spare module, or even not only spare, or the other cabinet in any time. On our crystal LED, with strictly controlled the color, and when we, for example, when we provide a 1.2 millimeter pitch B series, it's always the same color. So the purchase in the installation time, or purchase in 1 year later or 2 year later, so customer doesn't need to mind the production lot. So that is one of the advantage of our crystal LED. So the anytime this spare is available, and also expanding cabinet also available.
Okay, great, Yaz. So again, to answer Mark's question, it's 6% spares. It's what's generally recommended.
Yep.
And I think this also dovetails onto a question that we had from another attendee, Darius, who asked about uh, replacing and what he calls, typically known in the industry as binning. So you say there's no need for binning, and you can replace at any time because of our strict color tolerances right from the start. I think That's good news. That's fantastic. So, thank you. Thanks for that question,
Hey,
Mark.
John, do you mind if I pipe in for
Please,
one
Chris.
little thing
No,
here?
please.
Um, we're going to recommend 6% spares on a custom, request. We're also going to include a spare cabinet kit, which has at least 4 boards in it. And then, so those two things would be available to you as parts that you could use to fix what would be a problem quickly, right? So you wouldn't have to go back for RMA. You could fix things immediately, right? Um, Outside of that, we really haven't had any issues. I mean, obviously, sometimes on install, you might have a module get dropped or things like that happen. Once you take those things out of your spare inventory, send them back. We're going to send them back to you, and they're going to be put back into your spare inventory. Now, that's great, but also what Yas said earlier is pretty new for us. Being able to not have to worry about binning is a really big deal. That's it. I think we lost John.
Windows Jones. It seems he freeze.
Yes, I think I've seen some questions about power.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, this we can talk a little bit about power. The device uses both 120 or 110. I'm sorry, 110 and 220 volt circuits, and you can run them on either one of those. We are low in our power consumption and heat. I don't have those numbers specifically for you right this minute. I know some people have been asking about that.
Mhm.
Some people were asking about BTU. I think those numbers will come as we
Yeah,
completely.
yeah, yeah. Now our engineering team is fighting on to fix the value. But looking at our prototype sample, at first the power consumption is already low, and then they set the kind of conservative number. So they provide us some consumption, and then if I calculate the efficiency with wattage per nit per square meter, that is the lowest in the industry, and then we can expect it will be lower at the mass production, and that number will be fixed in March. And for the BTU, heat dispersion, also they are low, and they will be fixed in the same time as in March.
So, and I can definitely talk to that because our current B, and C series, the product that we are moving forward from, it's very low in the power consumption as it is right now. I can run 16 cabinets off a 120 amp circuit, just 110 volts, and we do it all the time. This is going to be lower than that. Also, the new system, the C and the B series requires a radiator to radiate some of that heat away from the LEDs. This new system doesn't require that at all, and it's even less. There's less heat coming off the front of
Yeah.
this, so I can tell you that it's going to be nothing but better. I have another question here. I see. I think Don Unver is asking, is this TAA compliant? You want to answer that?
Yeah, and for TA compliant, this new series is not compliant with TA compliant. That is made in China,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah, but that is
I was going to let you
that
say
is other.
it. Let's see here. Here's a question: Do both series use the same frame mounting structures? I'll answer that one.
Yeah,
The answer is yes. The cabinets are the same, so it doesn't matter what coating you want or what size pixel you want. The cabinets are exactly the same, so they use the same mounts. So no problems there. Let's see. I have another question here. One of the questions here is you show using Cat7 connections for your cable. Does the system require 10 gigabits bandwidth? Cat7 is common in the US and requires GG45. So what are the distance limitations? So let's talk about Cat7 and how it works with us. First of all, we don't use the GG45, right? We just use double shielded Cat 7 that you can buy commercially or make. Um, we use an RJ45 jack, the end. So it just is a regular jack. It's not the GG45. Um, we do have a distance limitation from our controller to our cabinets, and that distance limitation is 10 meters. And I can explain it more, but basically, we send baseband video over these cables. We don't do any encoding of this video. We're not stepping on any of the quality. So there is a distance limitation with that. And right now there's no way to extend it. We're working on something for that, by the way. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. I think that's all I.
Chris, one thing I found a question.
Sure.
That is about the price.
Hmm.
How much it is lower than that. That price is yeah. Please contact with our Sony's account manager. So the account manager provide precise and correct price to you.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Modular scale. I'm thinking that we can. Oh, here's a question: is this ADA compliant? And the answer is the display itself. Yeah, definitely would fit under ADA. It really depends, though, on how you mount it. Right? You've got to be a certain distance off the wall, and if you recess this, you can certainly make it ADA. If you put it on the wall, just basically on a wall, it really depends on the mount structure and how far out it sets the display, right? I think it's 4 inches is the limit before you have to put some kind of kick out or something, and then there's a distance from the floor it has to be as well. But you could certainly recess it. We have some mounts that hang on the wall that are really close to ADA, so those are things that you could do to make it ADA. So it's definitely possible to implement it so it passes ADA. No problem. I think the distance, the actual cabinet is 2.7 inches. So we're definitely in there. The mount is going to add something out to that. How about you, Yas? You see any others? Any other questions here?
The one question I found is is the largest and the smaller size of the wall?
Oh, well, that's a good question. So, my understanding, the largest possible, right? So, okay, I'll say the smallest size. And actually, you should probably answer this, but I'm going to say I think the ordering is 16. Is this 16
Yeah,
cabinets?
16 full HD resolution,
Right, is the
4 by 4.
smallest that you can order. We're not selling it by the cabinet. You can't just go buy one
Yeah,
or two cabinets. It doesn't make any sense to do that anyway. Basically, the limits on the upper amount of size is 20 controllers, right? So we can stack 20 controllers, and that would be 24K resolution canvases that you could put together in any way, shape, or form that you want. So we can basically stack 20 controllers. That's quite large.
quite large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, here's one. Why should I buy this product? There are many competitive solutions. What makes Sony different? I mean, obviously the first. Go ahead, Yas. I'll
Yeah,
let you answer that.
yeah. So the key point on the key advantage against the other LED is first one is high picture quality on the bright color or high wider color space and high contrast with CH series. The high picture quality is core of the crystal LED and one differentiator. Another one is power consumption. The lower running cost. It leads to the lower running cost. So, for example, if we install 4K wall and then the brightness, so some customers said, we don't need over 1000 nit. So in the case 600 or 800 nit is okay. And okay, with that setting, to calculate the power consumption, per wattage per hour, and calculating the electricity cost, the cost is lowest than the other LED. So if the customer mind a lower running cost, we believe crystal LED can be a new option for that case.
Okay, great. Well, I think that's. I did want to say one thing. If you go to pro.sony and then you look under, Crystal LED, there's a bunch of information there. There are also we also have, and I don't think it's been updated yet, which is unfortunate, but I do want to let you know about it. We have a Crystal LED configurator that will be updated with the BH and CH. But if you use the C and the B to maybe kind of pre-plan something or look at something, you're going to get the same output. I mean, the B and the C cabinets and the BH and CH cabinets are very similar in size, almost exact, not exact, but really, really close. So we're going to update that in a few weeks, and that'll be available for you to take a look at. And it will give you power consumption, heat, weight, all of those really important questions you might need, or answers to questions you might need. So let's see. Outside of that, I think we're good. I think there is a. I'm supposed to wrap up here,
Yeah.
and I'm going to wrap up by saying that it was great having you guys. Yas and I really thank you for coming on and spending your Tuesday lunch with us. Hope this information was valuable to you, and join us in 2 weeks on February 14th, and it's that Tech Tuesday will be called "For the Love of AV." And once again, thank you so much.